Gracious greetings.
Spinelli.
You appear a little distracted. I assume everything is okay with the family, specifically your sister?
Yeah, as far as I know, she's fine. Settling into married life.
Good. Well, then I won't disturb you further.
There you are, Elizabeth. Did you follow up on the scans I ordered for Mr. Danielson?
Yes, the lab said they would have them in tomorrow.
Well, what time?
No, they didn't say.
And you didn't think to ask?
I'll call them again.
I'm having a little problem with your attitude, Elizabeth. Now, I know that you checked yourself into Shadybrook, but you were there barely a day, hardly long enough to resolve your issues.
I can assure you that my personal problems won't affect my job.
I certainly hope you mean that.
Dr. Quartermain, do you have a problem with me?
I know that Lucky has left town once again, and I know that must be difficult for you. I also know that you have a tendency to turn to my son in a crisis.
I have no
Jason
intention.
is a married man, Elizabeth. You find someone else to rescue you.
Sorry, ladies. I just need to get to my locker.
What are you doing here?
Hey, I thought you were at the hospital.
I came to get a coffee. Why are you looking at your will, Robin? Sonny, listen, I've been talking to Bernie about a lot of things we need to handle. And we need to talk about the situation with Jack, so please call me back.
Sonny's not going to call you back. He knows that you're going to tell him to leave Jax alone. He doesn't want to hear that.
Do you mind if I go in the office?
No, I'll be fine.
Okay. Come on.
Hey, Michael, is everything okay?
I wanted to apologize for unloading on you.
Oh, are you kidding me? Don't worry about unloading. You have to get that pain out. You can't keep it inside. And listen, if you ever need to talk to me about anything, I'm here.
No, I don't. I'm done talking. It's time to take action.
What kind of action?
Nothing you have to worry about.
Listen, Michael, I think you should really talk to Jason.
No, I don't want to.
Please. Michael, he loves you and he just wants to help.
I don't need anybody's help. Okay, I know what I have to do.
What's wrong? Like ice.
It's okay. Michael didn't want to talk to me.
Well, come on, you know how grief works. The pain is so deep, you don't let yourself feel it, and you get angry instead.
Michael could have died because I was distracted again.
Whoa, Jason, what are you gonna do?
Spinelli says that he can find Franco. Now, if he can tell me for sure where he's at, I can stop him. We can move on.
Since when have I taken a trip and not been organized down to the very last detail?
Yeah, but you're never checking your will. That's a little morbid, don't you think?
Maybe it's a habit I picked up from my parents. You know, they always wanted to make sure that their legal affairs were in order, just in case.
Robin, your parents are spies. You're a doctor going to a conference.
This is true. I should probably warn you that my Uncle Mac is the executor of my estate.
Even more reason to get home alive and well, because Mac and I, we don't agree on anything.
Really?
No.
You guys were pretty cute when you were playing Tea Party with Emma on Christmas. With your little... How come you did not let me
We talked about this because Mac and I were teetering on those little chairs, wearing tiaras, drinking fake tea.
Exactly why that should be on camera.
No, because that's one of the things that you send to like a parent or something, and then a friend gets it, and then before you know it, the whole hospital is laughing because the thing has gone viral. Now they got videos of me drinking tea, wearing a tiara. That's not good. And if it gets out, I know where it came from.
Did you drop Emma off at the hospital daycare?
Yes. Stephanie's gonna pick her up in a couple hours.
Great. That gives me just enough time to surprise her with a visit.
Yeah?
Yeah, before I head to the airport.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Jack apologizes for his clumsiness. I've been a bit preoccupied.
Yeah, no, I got it. All right, just don't text and walk. It's dangerous.
Yes, indeed, lest my phone be incapacitated and I am no longer able to communicate with the FOS.
Whoever they are. I realized I never asked if the guest privilege is extended to the showers. I spent the last 24 hours working with a patient who was scheduled to be transferred to Shadybrook. Turns out she was in no condition to be moved.
Oh, well, I was going to speak to you about your guest status, Dr. Keenan.
So, the showers really are off limits.
No, it seems that we have a psychiatrist on staff opening. And from the work you've done here and in Shadybrook, I think he'd be a nice fit.
What do you think, Nurse Weber?
If you don't want a long-term commitment, of course, we could make it temporary with our mutual review.
I'd have to discuss it with my supervisors at Shadybrook.
Well, let me know by next week, okay? And Elizabeth, make sure that the lab has those scans for Mr. Danielson on my desk by 10 tomorrow.
I will.
Do you have a history with Dr. Courtney?
Why do you ask?
She seems a little edgy with you. I would say it's mutual.
Well, feel free to ask around. I'm sure people would be more than willing to tell you.
But I'm asking you.
I had a history with Dr. Quartermain's son, and she didn't really approve of my behavior. In fact, she doesn't approve of me on a whole lot of levels.
Well, I don't know if I'd be interested in working full-time at a place where the chief of staff uses her position to carry out personal grudges.
It's not really like that. I mean, she's snarky with me from time to time, but she's a really good administrator, and she just wants what's best for this hospital.
That sounds like a pitch for me to stay.
It's your decision.
I'd still like to hear what you think. Should I hang around, become part of the picture here?
Man, interrupting something? Why'd you come back here?
That was fast.
Oh, I didn't know you were expecting me.
No, I thought you were not.
Hi. We were anticipating the arrival of your man friend.
Well, no, I mean, I just left him a message. I don't even know if he got it yet, so...
Well, if he's in surgery, it could take hours to respond.
Do you think that I'm obligated to give this back to Lulu?
Does it belong to her?
Well, I mean, technically, she did buy it in a moment of isolated and shocking good taste, but, I mean, it just goes so well with the apartment. I kind of feel like it's a fixture, you know? And people don't really return fixtures when they move out of apartments, right?
Well, legally, I'm not sure.
Besides, I mean, it doesn't really go with Dante's decor, and they won't have room for it. Not that Dante really has decor. It's more of early garage sale chic, and it goes so well with my apartment. I mean, it would be a shame to hide it in the midst of all that junk he calls furniture.
Well, you could just ask her.
Well, I mean... No, and also, Lulu gave me zero notice that she was moving out. I mean, I'm trying to be all supportive and happy for her, but her happily ever after is really messing me up here.
Yeah, oh, actually, perhaps I can help.
I guess the whole thing with the newspaper ad she left, Maybe I'll get a nice roommate.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they're not insane.
Well, in regards to that...
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you what you wanted to do here. Probably more fashion tips, right? For your mystery woman. But before you go on, I have to say that if she wants you to change, then she is totally not...
In fact, I'm not here about clothes or my mysterious acquaintance. I actually am here in response to the ad for the roommate.
Oh my gosh, you found me a roommate?
Yeah. Me.
Excuse me, Monica.
Oh.
Is Elizabeth working on this floor?
Well, I just saw her in the locker room a few minutes ago.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, I meant to ask you, did you ever get a chance to talk to Jason?
I know that Patrick did a full battery of tests, but the results aren't back yet.
Does Elizabeth know this by any chance?
I don't think so. Why?
Well, now that Lucky's gone, I know Jason feels obligated to her because of Jake. I just don't want to see him taken advantage of.
I can understand why it would be painful that you didn't know Jake was your grandson while he was still alive, but that was Jason's choice not to tell you, not Elizabeth. You can't blame her for that.
Well, I've seen her go after Jason once before. That ended in disaster. I just don't want to see it happen again.
Well, I'm pretty sure Elizabeth will be focused on other things.
Well, I hope so.
Monica? Did you summon me about Daddy or the hospital board?
Neither. I just wanted us to meet someplace where Edward couldn't overhear.
Overhear what?
Overhear this. Jeez, Tracy. All those digs about Jason. And here you are, marrying into the mob for the second time.
I was just trying to figure out what exactly happened here.
It's easy. I walked into the street.
You know, I'm sorry. I should have been paying more attention.
Why do you always do that? You always blame yourself for something that I did.
Michael, look,
What you do, you pay for. Isn't that what my dad taught you?
Yes.
It means when you do something, you have to live with the consequences. You walk in traffic, you get hit. You kill somebody, you go to prison.
I know that you're angry.
People have to make their own decisions, their own choices. Isn't that what you believe? Isn't that the single most important thing?
I'm not trying to control you.
No, I try to control Abby. And I got her killed.
Why would you want to live here when you have the regrettably pink room?
It's inappropriate for me to continue to reside at Casa de Stone Cold. The married couple, they deserve their privacy.
Did Sam and Jason actually ask you to move out?
No, they're far too considerate to kick me to the curb, as it were. But now it's time, after years of their generosity, for me to return the favor and tactfully take my leave.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to do whatever you think is right. But, Spinelli, I don't think it's a really good idea for you to stay here with me.
May I ask why?
Well, we were non-spouses.
Yes, and therefore we know each other's habits. You know, your preferred time of rising, your proclivity for long showers, your tendency to hog the covers.
No, okay, see, that's not an issue because we will not be sleeping together.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I have a tolerance for your quirks, as it were.
Okay, see, the fact that you even brought up the covers proves the point that if you stay here, we're bound to get hurt.
Yeah, look, our romantic attachment is in the past, but that doesn't mean we can't still give each other comfort and support when needed. Look,
okay.
I would be a great roommate. I'm clean, I'm quiet, I'd pay the rent on time.
What about the times that Matt comes over? I mean, it's got to be awkward.
Well, I mean, no more awkward than when my Lady of Mystery comes by, you know?
Okay, you seriously cannot expect me to call her your Lady of Mystery.
I'm still working on figuring out.
And by the way, do you even know her well enough that she could come over here? I mean, not here. You will not ask her here because you will not be living here. Because, like I said, it would be awkward and because I don't want to trip over Mystery Lady stuff, you know? And Matt's coming over for sexy time, so.
Oh God, I think you're rushing to judgment on this, perhaps.
Spinelli, I'm sorry, but I mean, I just feel like if you live here, you know. What if our feelings get hurt? And what if we can't come back from that, you know? And what if we end up hating each other?
Maximista, I could never hate you. And I mean, far better the Jacko you know than some stranger that you don't who could turn out to be a terrible roommate or worse. You know, pop culture is littered with cautionary tales about crazy roommates.
There's not psychos out there that are ready to pounce. I mean, Franco's gone, so now I'm perfectly safe.
Better to err on the side of caution, though, right?
I'm so sorry, but Spinelli, you really need to find somewhere else to live.
Okay. Well, the offer remains on the table, so feel free to call or text if you change your mind. you might find it comforting to have one who knows you so well, so close.
I'll think about it. Thanks a lot, Lulu. You made me hurt Spinelli's feelings. You really need to come over and pick up the rest of your stuff. Well, it's about time you showed up.
It certainly is.
I have to check on this patient. If you have any more input about the star position, don't be shy about telling me.
I'm sorry, wait, before you, the position, the staff
There's an
position
opening in the psychiatry department, and Dr. Quartermain has offered it to Dr. Keenan.
Don't know if it's right for me, but it's certainly nice to be asked. Ciao.
Ciao. It's Italian.
Australian. What was it? Is he not sure it involves finger painting or something?
He's very good at what he does.
Oh, yes, that's right, because of the starry night in the ceiling tiles.
Okay, maybe he's a little unorthodox, but I kind of think it's helped me.
No, okay. You know, if I was a therapist, which it seems like everybody around here is playing one these days, I would say you're suffering from transference. Yes, I would, because I think you were replacing the man who helped you at Widmere with Dr. Dundee. Yeah.
Nitrogen, oxygen, calcium, carbon. All elements in a human being.
As I suspected, the symbol is ancient in origin. It relates to the creation, more specifically, the bond to the creator.
One child can never replace another, but I believe we have achieved the ultimate in conceptual art. Abby's death was an accident.
She wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for me. But you know what? I was just following your example. You, Mom, Dad, how many times did you send me away to protect me?
We didn't want you to get hurt.
I'm not a kid. I'm far from it. If the three of you can't see that, I'll find somebody who does.
Well, what does that mean?
I work for somebody who's not trying to save me from myself. Treat me like a kid. I can work for the Zakaras.
Just don't do anything right now. You're not thinking clearly.
I already met with Johnny.
You have no idea what you're getting into.
Yes, I do. I grew up in this business. I know how it works.
Then why would you want any part of it, Michael?
Only life I know.
So you're really gonna go against your dad?
Who says I'm going against my father? Look, maybe what I'm doing is gonna help.
You cannot just show up at my apartment like this.
You're not going to offer me a cup of coffee?
Well, what if Mac comes in and you're sitting in my living room? I mean, how am I supposed to explain that?
It'd be a challenge, no question. But if anyone could finesse the situation, it would be you.
Okay, don't act like you know me. I mean, don't act like we're friends.
Like knowing things about each other that other people don't?
If you are gearing up to blackmail me, then don't bother.
Blackmail is such an ugly word. And it implies an antagonistic relationship. But you and I are on the same side. In some circles, we'd be considered partners in crime.
Okay, no, I never committed any crimes with you.
Well, I don't know if a judge and jury would agree with that. That Briggs woman turning up dead right after you asked me to pin the Lisa Niles murder on anyone who wasn't you or your boyfriend.
Briggs confessed, and then she killed herself out of remorse.
I can't argue with the police. They're satisfied and the case is closed. And a real killer can breathe a big sigh of relief.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm pretty busy right now, and I don't have any coffee, so there is the door.
Yeah, you owe me a favor, Maxie. I'm here to collect.
Well, forget it.
Young lady, keep in mind that if that unfortunate first mate can be made to look like a killer, anyone can. Maybe even the real killer.
Fine. You will get your favor, but after that, we're even. Capiche?
Well, that depends on how well you deliver on the reception.
Is that some kind of mob code? Because I don't know what I'm supposed to be receiving. But I will tell you that if it is illegal or there's drugs or gun...
A reception. A gathering. Capiche? I want something tasteful and elegant. The kind of low-key good taste that screams class and costs a fortune. I'm going to want champagne and hors d'oeuvres. Nothing too exotic. I'm not crazy about seared ahi and quail eggs. But I don't want pigs in a blanket either. And the cake had better be spectacular.
Cake?
It's also on you to pick the gown and the tuxedo. I'll get you the measurements. Only the best for the happy couple.
No, please tell me you're not saying what I think that you're saying.
Yes, congratulations are in order for me and my bride-to-be.
Who would be desperate enough to marry you?
Your assistant told me I could find you here. I want you to print a retraction in the evening edition.
We're a morning paper.
Then you're going to be a bankrupt paper when I get through suing you for libel.
Every word in that article is gospel. It came directly from your fiancé.
I don't have a fiancé.
You'd better check that with Anthony Zakara because he's convinced that you're going to marry him.
Anthony Zakara is clinically insane, which you would know if you've been bothered to do research.
This will be your second marriage to an organized crime figure, right? How would you compare Anthony to your late husband, Gino Solito?
All right. How much to pull the edition?
You mean take it off every newsstand in the city? Do you have any idea how much revenue I'd lose?
I'll make it worth your while.
I'm not for sale.
Oh. You were when you were mayor.
I'm already planning a follow-up tomorrow. Actually, there's going to be 2 articles, one in the business section and the other in the society page. My reporters will be contacting your father to get a quote.
Keep my father out of this.
How does he feel about getting Anthony Zakara as a son-in-law?
My father has a heart condition. Do not do anything to upset him.
I imagine Edward would find you marrying a gangster to be far more upsetting than anything I could print in my paper.
I'm on my way into the office. Make sure the head of legal is waiting for me when I get there.
Oh,
watch where you're going.
My deepest apologies. You seem distressed. Is there anything I could do to be of service?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Can you hack into the Port Charles Press and print a retraction on the front page of tomorrow's edition?
Alas, I no longer possess the cyber skills needed for such a task.
Then you're wasting my time.
Anyone home? Anyone hiding?
Sneaking around behind your back.
Well, if you're looking to talk to Monica about getting your job back.
No more administration for me. Monica is welcome to the 16-hour days.
Well, then why are you sneaking around behind my back?
Actually, I was trying to find Elizabeth. I was going to ask her to check in on you and Emma, making sure that you're not eating pancakes for every meal.
Don't worry about me and Emma. We're going to be fine. The only thing you have to do is get to Africa, take care of whatever you need to do, take care of that patient, and get back to us as soon as possible because we're going to miss you like crazy, okay?
I'm going to miss you too, a lot.
All right. Hey, I'm going to have to take this, but you promise me to find me before you take off?
I promise.
Promise?
Yeah.
I already miss you.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Hey.
hi.
Hey, guys.
What's up? I thought you were going to be leaving for Africa. Where's you supposed to go?
In a little while.
Oh, okay. While you're there, you're giving a speech on HIV and AIDS, but are there any other topics that you're talking about?
You know what? When I get back, Patrick and I will have you over for dinner, and I'll tell you all about it. But right now, I actually need to talk to Elizabeth. I'm a little nervous about Patrick playing Bachelor Dad.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. With an assist from me, everything will go swimmingly.
Except that you could use the female touch.
Absolutely right. I cannot argue with that. I will leave you to it. Have a great trip. If I don't see you.
Thank you.
So what do you need? You want me to go shopping for Patrick and Emma? I can make a couple dinners and bring it over.
Serious. I really have no right to ask you this, but I really need your help.
Of course. What can I do?
My viral load is unstable, and if I can't get it under control, I need to go away.
Gracious greetings. We've not yet been acquainted, but now my name is... Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you away from your repast.
Congratulations. I mean, marriage is not something that I have entered into personally, but I think that if you're sure of your emotions and stuff, then go for it, you know, and congratulations.
Looks like someone's moving out.
No, but unfortunately, I have to tell you, Anthony, that I don't really think that maybe I'm qualified for it. You know, I'm really busy. My first priority is Crimson, and besides that, Mac found out about it.
You're going to be living here alone?
Yes, no, I mean, no, I'm in transition.
I like this neighborhood. I'm a big fan of gentrification. Better to renovate a beautiful old building like this.
You know, I don't actually think that there are apartments for rent around here. I mean, not that you would want to live.
Unfortunately, this is still a dangerous place at night. Not always safe for a young girl coming home to an empty place, especially with the hours you keep.
Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about it, and actually I think that I am uniquely qualified to pull off that reception of yours. You know, I mean, understated elegance, it's a fine line to walk. It could be dull or old-fashioned, but I think flowers are going to pay.
Orchids. I believe I mentioned I'm very fond of orchids.
Orchids. Sure, I got it. And I will make a list of ideas and inspirations. And so, what are we looking at here, time frame-wise? You know, 6 months, a year? So...
6 days.
I'm sorry, did you just say 6 days?
It's fitting my lady love and I tie the knot on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure that it is a very significant date to you guys, but I don't think you really understand how much time it takes to plan a wedding that...
We're getting married on the 13th, and we're counting on you to make it perfect. Money's no object. Do whatever's necessary to deliver the goods. There's something you should know. My bride hates being disappointed almost as much as I do.
No disappointments. I got it.
I thought you would. Good night.
I can't plan a wedding in 6 days. I mean, who can plan a wedding in 6 days? Okay. Breathe. Maxie, breathe. It's time for plan B. Okay.
The cars are going to use you, you know it.
They'll try. But I'll be in the inside. I'll be in a position where I can earn their trust.
Okay, just so you know what you're getting into, Michael.
Did Abby know what she was getting into when she walked underneath that crane?
You think Abby would want this for you?
Abby didn't get a lot of things she wanted, including a life.
So you're just going to throw your life away? Carly lied because she thought that's what Jax wanted.
Somebody should have known the truth was going to come out sooner or later. It wasn't worth the damage it caused.
Michael. Please don't do this.
It's my choice.
you were planning on going away, you meant for treatment, right?
I mean that if I exhaust all of my options, I'll need to be somewhere else.
Okay, back up. I'm trying to understand. When did you realize your viral load had changed?
The morning after Lisa died, actually, I did a test because of my injury, and it turns out my protocol had stopped working months before, and I built up a resistance.
So that your doctor's changed your medication, right?
Yes, but I'm on my 3rd protocol, and there's no way to know if it's working.
Well, there's no reason to think that it won't work.
But I have to think about if it doesn't. I have to think about if this doesn't work, and the next one doesn't work, and what happens if the virus progresses.
Why are you jumping to the worst case scenarios? I mean, there's so much research being done.
Please don't do that right now, please. I've had so much optimism and encouragement from my doctors, and I don't need that. I need you to be my friend and to accept this might not have a happy ending and to help me do what I need to do for my family.
Patrick doesn't have any idea.
It's probably selfish, but I wanted to have wonderful holidays. I didn't want us to have to walk on eggshells and try to hide the fear and the sadness that we're feeling from our daughter.
So instead, you decided to hide it from them both.
I'm glad that I did, because it was the most wonderful Christmas, and honestly, it gave me the strength to do what I have to do.
Robin, you have to tell Patrick.
Why? So he can worry? So he can be sick over it like I am?
Because he's your husband. You can't keep this from him.
Actually, I can.
No, you don't have to run. I've been looking all over for you. I can't get you out of my head. Just please tell me your name.
It is you. Oh, Will-o'-the-Wisp.
Wait, you know her?
No, I've merely glimpsed her from afar, and I have managed to capture an image of her in a digital photo, which I've often studied. Oh, in a respectful manner, I assure you. How do you know each other?
I don't think anyone knows her. I do. This lovely lady is my patient.
Okay. I mean, whatever it is, it's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Get through it.
Certain, but I think Lisa tampered with my medication.
Okay, Lisa's dead. We all know she was evil and we
Patrick
hated
already blames himself for everything that Lisa did to us. Don't you think if he knew that it was because of her that I am sick, he would be devastated?
You don't think he's going to be devastated if you just leave without an explanation?
I'll make up some excuse.
You mean you're going to lie? Robin, I have lied to every man I love, and it doesn't work. I hurt them. I hurt myself. It's damage that cannot be undone.
Elizabeth, this is different.
No, just listen. You have to tell him. You guys need to work this out together.
I told you what was going on because I need you to understand. I need you to understand that the most important thing to me is that my family is okay. And they're going to be okay without me.
They don't have to be without you.
Patrick is going to be a single dad. You're a single mom.
Stop. This is crazy. He wants to be with you.
Listen to me. You respect each other. I mean, you get his silly sense of humor. You're already friends.
I mean, Emma thinks that you walk on water.
Do you hear what you're saying?
This is your family. Your husband, your child. You can't seriously be asking me to walk into their lives and take your place.
That's exactly what I'm asking you.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but you got that?
Hey, Matt and I need to talk.
Hi, how are you? Whoa, yes. What is, I don't know if you noticed, we were in the middle of something right there.
We had a great time on New Year's, didn't we?
Yes. It was a little weird celebrating without champagne, but kind of needed, necessary. Now, why? What's going on? I love it when you come to my place.
Yeah, well, you'll love it even more when you come to mine. Ours, I mean, it could be ours.
What are you talking about?
Move in with me.
What's wrong? Oh, if you're looking for your test results, I just need to. Jason.
Hey.